The last full moon of the year on December 26th brings in a very powerful frequency to raise our consciousness that really, is lighting up the holiday season as well. And it's just after that turning point of the solstice, as we turn towards the light in the northern hemisphere, we're being called to a new level of clarity, creativity, flexibility, and communicating ever so clearly, and finding alternative solutions to some of life's difficulties and challenges we've been working through this year, so we can release what's weighing us down, relax our nervous systems, open up to what's coming in the year to come. In this update, I will share with you everything about the full moon and how to navigate this energy, the remedies for it. Hi, I'm Prema, and welcome to Chart Your Path. I am so glad that you are here. This high frequency full moon on December 26th is at 4:30 p.m. Pacific time in the very mental, intellectual sign of Gemini that is ruled by Mercury, the great communicator and the merchant in the Sacred Wealth Code system. Now, Mercury currently is with the Sun, the leader, in Sagittarius, opposite of this full moon. That's always important because the full moon, the queen, opposite the leader, the sun, is how we get a full moon, when the light of the sun is reflected off of the moon. Mercury retrograde is with that sun at the galactic center in a nakshatra called Mula, a very potent, transformational, creational part of the cosmos. And Sagittarius is where we get more focused on spirituality and what our beliefs and our teachings. And so all of that is being illuminated by the sun. This is happening at 10 degrees of Ardra Nakshatra, 10 degrees of Gemini in Ardra Nakshatra. And this is Vedic astrology, not the sidereal. This is happening at 10 degrees of Gemini in the nakshatra of Ardra. This is Vedic astrology, the sidereal zodiac. Now, Gemini is a place that is very perceptual. It is very mental. If you've gotten your Sacred Wealth Code from me and you've got the word intellectual or perceptual, it's because one of your archetypes happens to be in Gemini. We really use the mind here. This is a place where we're very flexible and we want to connect and we want to communicate on that mental level. And this full moon is in Gemini, is bringing in an energy to really help us to connect with the solutions, the ideas on a mental level to make better, intelligent, right choices about things. It will help us on a healing level because the healing portal is open to release our old stories and traumas and, the things that are sort of weighing us down, which is the current events as well. This year is another year like we've had many collective challenges as we've had for the last few years. And it's time to clear out the weight of that, relax our nervous systems. When our nervous systems are taxed, we get contracted, we get tight, we get short with our communication, we get short with our breath. Science shows us that this beautiful spiral in DNA tightens as our nervous systems are more taxed, as we get more contracted. And we want to open up. As we open up, just like our DNA, the more open it is and relaxed, the more information we can connect with. Same for ourselves. If we're too tight, we can't, and we stay stuck in those old mental loops and stories. And this full moon is giving us a real opportunity to shine the light of consciousness, and bring in a very high frequency to help us to see what is binding us and allow us to find creative solutions to clear that away. The mind is an amazing tool, and when we can get that mind aligned with the wisdom of our soul, which is accessed through our heart, that marriage of the two is incredibly, incredibly powerful. But we need to take a step back. We need to have awareness. Awareness precedes change. Drop our minds into our hearts access what's really true for us. And then we can send our mind on a mission to find the answer or do what's needed. But we want to have it follow our deepest wisdom, our deepest intuition. This full moon is happening in Ardra Nakshatra, which has the power to really amplify our perception. So we'll be able to perceive more, and it's important to take the time and give yourself the quiet time in order to access that clear perception, because it can really bring in peace of mind. You know, when you can see through something that's been binding you, an old story, an old trauma, something that's weighing you down, and you can, the light can come in and shine its light through the cracks in that, and you can see a new possibility. That brings in a lot of peace. And when the mind's at peace and we let go of those old stories and we can see through all that mind clutter and chatter, then again, our nervous systems can relax. This full moon can be sort of a mental spa day if we give ourselves that opportunity to take a step back and pull in. You will want to connect with other people. There'll be this deep desire to connect. And yes, and it's the holiday time, so do that. But also take that time for yourself so that you're really connecting with the heart, because it can really help us bring in the purity of heart. And then we can share and exchange our ideas. Even if our ideas are not the same as someone else's, as long as we're not attached and in judgment with an old story, that can be fun, and we can enjoy that sharing and that creative energy. And that's exactly what I want for you. This Ardra is also associated with the bright star Betelgeuse in the constellation of Orion, a very deeply feeling, thinking place. So we also want to be careful not to dwell in the thoughts that are negative thoughts, and use this more for, opening up the creative thoughts. Ardra is also represented by the teardrop and can bring in this perception of clarity, but also can have a hint of sorrow to it. So if you're feeling that, and this is an underlying energy, and if you are feeling that melancholy energy, again, you just need to take time to reconnect with yourself. Take that walk in nature, and do some yoga, do something with your body, connect with someone who understands you, and taking that time to connect in through your spiritual practice with the divine. Meditation is going to be incredibly helpful during this time. And there's going to be some perceptions that drop in for you if you take that time. Now, the deity here is Rudra, the fierce form of Lord Shiva, the storm god and the god of destruction. That offers a really great opportunity to help us to change, to release our attachments, and to transform through our intelligent action, our right action. We have to decide that with our minds first, and then our bodies can follow that. And really to give us the courage to adjust our lives based on our, new circumstances. Life is always changing. And are you changing with it? Or where are you holding on to and being attached to things staying the same, or being as you wanted them to be, but they're not presenting to be? But we can have this opportunity, this full moon energy can bring us this light to see a new solution. If your thoughts are weighing heavy on you, then it's time to change your thoughts. It's time to do some release work. And that's exactly what we'll be doing in the full moon healing circle. In the Full Moon Healing Circle on December 26th, and the recording is available to everyone who registers. We are going to release this old stories, this mind chatter with sound healing, with meditation, with a deep ritual to really clear and relax and open up our nervous systems and access that new perception. As we come into the new year, it'll be wonderful to sort of clear the slate and have this light of consciousness really light up the way for some new choices. So the link is down below for that, and I really encourage you to join me for that. The full moon is in this place of Gemini, as I said. And if you're up against a challenge, don't give up, because this Gemini really strengthens our mind, but Ardra also gives us this huge power to sort of break through and to access that new solution. It's not about pushing. It's about having the courage to release. When we release and we let go, then we can see what's new. But if we're all cluttered with the old, we can't do that. Your mind, can grip on things that are weighing you down. So what are you feeling heavy about? Is it something in your relationships, your social life? It's something in the work you're doing, the work you're not doing and that you want to be doing? Is it, the world events? What is weighing you down? It's time to make some new choices about what your perception is about these things, or what you can take action on and do, and maybe some choices that you've made that you're not at peace with. It's time to make peace with those choices so that you can take new right action, make a new intelligent choice about that. But you've got to relax and open up to do that. We also need to watch out for a bit of the shadow here, which can show up as a sort of sharp tongue. We're going to be around a lot of family, maybe during the holiday season, and sometimes the old patterns really are triggered and creep in. So make sure that you're centered and aligned. Take time away as you need to. If you find yourself slipping into sarcasm or really reacting, then what story are you telling yourself? It's time to tell a new story. We're going to be rewriting stories in the healing circle, because it's time for that. It's time to create a new story. So just watch that bit of shadow that can drop in. Now, Mercury is now, as I said, in Sagittarius, and it is retrograde until the first of the year. And it'll go direct. We'll be grateful for that. It is mostly in Sagittarius. It is going to, just after the full moon, it will move back into Scorpio and then turn direct there and move back into Sagittarius. We might need to watch out a little bit for 27th, 28th, those days in there, just the transition and Mercury and Mars crossing the Gandanta point. So just be chill right after the holiday. No pushing. That's the big thing, okay? And, Mercury, wherever it retrogrades, it represents something personal for you. I talk about that in the Divinely Aligned class, along with all the transits for 2024. Also, in this class, which I'll be doing on the new moon in January, be personal horoscopes for each of the signs, and a really comprehensive but fun workshop class that will include a visioning as well as healing meditation. So we open up to what's next, and that's a half price off right now, as well as I'm also doing the 2024 readings, and that is personal readings, and that's half off. The links are down below. I invite you to join me and get ready for the new year based on your soul blueprint. So this full moon, in its very high frequency, is opening this portal to really healing portal to liberate the mind, to communicate more freely, and to see a clear path forward at the end of the year, so you can truly be at peace. When we're at peace, we're in that place of the heart. We're more in that neutral, that 0 point where we can create more freely and not be creating from the past, not be manifesting from the past. We want to manifest bright and new. So I want to appreciate you so much for being part of the community. I want to invite you to comment on what's going on for you. What are you bringing in this year? What are the old stories you're letting go of, or anything else you want to share with me? I look forward to bringing you some updates in the new year, but also some meditations and affirmations and healings and some new things on my YouTube channel. So stay tuned. Subscribe if you haven't already. Feel free to share this. I am ever so grateful to get to be here with you and to continue to grow the channel and grow the audience. All right. So much love to you.